Let's go! All right, I'm back. I know it's been like how long? Like a week since I did like an actual like Twitch stream. I want to see how long I can keep this up. Actually, hold on, wait. Let me make my iPad on regular so it doesn't die. Because for some reason, oh, let me turn that down too. Because for some reason my chat like it doesn't pop up. As a matter of fact, let me test it right now. Let me test it again. And I hope y'all can hear me, because I'd spent... We up. Okay, hold on, wait. Can I hear myself? Because I'd spent... We up. Okay, hold on, wait. Why is it like a super delay? Can I hear myself? Is there like a... Hey, what's good, Feather? Wait, are we... Like, is my mic delayed from my mouth? Because if so, then I'm gonna have to switch back to the Nano, because I gotta figure this one out. Shout out to Zay. He gave me this mic, but I'm having a hard time with it so far. I mean, I love it. No, I'm playing. I'm sorry. That was loud. My bad. I got spit all on the... I like the mic. Don't get me wrong. Very professional. You know, hold on, wait, you can't even see it. Like, let's look at the quality here. It came with a boom arm, and it came with the little, what is that? What is this called? For some reason, I want to call it a trampoline. There's a technical word for that, and I don't know what it is right now. But anyways, nice mic. Don't get me wrong. I don't understand it. And if... Okay, I know you can hear me, but it's like whenever I talk, like, is there like a delay with that? Because if so, as a matter of fact, I might need to turn myself down, honestly. Oh, and that's another thing that I need to do. Hold on, let me go ahead and full screen that. Let me see if there is like a slight... No, there's a sync offset, but hold on, let me see. And this is exactly why I have myself up on my iPad, just for this reason. But I can actually see this from my monitor. Can I hear myself? Oh, look at how crispy that sounds! But I am kind of up close to it. It might sound like it's peaking. And I don't... It's not? Okay. Good. All right. Now, with Poppy Playtime coming out, I think next week, as a matter of fact. Excuse my my coffee. Hold on. With Poppy Playtime coming out next week, as a matter of fact, let me double check to see when it actually comes out. Should I just... I might need to actually just open Steam. Hold on. What is this? Oh, that looked like a reaction thing too. Oh, you can't even see it. My bad. Hold on. There we go. Poppy Playtime. Oh, here we go. February the 18th. 13 days left. Okay. And then the 18th. And see, okay, so it doesn't come out next week. It comes out the week after next. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. So I really actually need to update my my calendar up here. See, wait a minute. How am I not seeing chat? This is what I'm talking about. Hold on. Look, I'm still trying to get used to this whole wait, what? Allow? Why did it like mute your thing? Okay, there we go. Okay, so now it's showing up. I don't know what's going on with my chat showing up on screen. I would prefer it to show up on screen, but okay, I'm gonna just put the mic right there. All right. So yeah, with Poppy Playtime coming out on the 18th. Let me do close up. Or actually, yeah. I wanted to do like some reactions on the stuff, the videos that they have been putting out. Or let me do this. I know I keep switching scenes. Give me some grace, just a little bit, okay? I'm not used to doing stuff like this on Twitch. Usually I just be, you know, playing the game and then we chilling. But like talking, this is something brand new. I like it, but it's gonna take me some time to get used to. Oh, if you're trying to cuss, because I don't know why it's like put in stars, but if you're trying to cuss, it's gonna bleep it out. And oh, it must be a setting that I have actually. But anyways, yeah, with Popular Time coming out, I wanted to go through and react to the different videos and stuff, the trailers and the restricted access videos that they've been dropping, and you know, kind of get a feel for what's to be expected coming for the for chapter 5. But I want to know if is Poppy Playtime the last? Yeah, there we go. Is Poppy Playtime the last chapter? Ah, no, it has not been officially confirmed that it's the final chapter. Okay. But this person says if chapter 5 is indeed the last chapter of Poppy Playtime, it would be cool to have a spin-off chapter the moment after the Hour of Joy. Check the Discord. You're sending me a link. What is the link? Ooh, what is this? All 11 secret audio OS. Oh, okay, bet. All right, I got you. Okay. All right, let's just go ahead and get started, man. I'm ready. And we're gonna start from the first one. Yeah, we're gonna start from the first one. And then I haven't watched this one. I almost did this morning and I was like, you know what? No, we're just gonna watch this together. So here we go. Oh, why you come out the gate? Almost spit this coffee out. Wait! Y'all probably can't even hear! Which one do I... This one, right here. Okay. Now y'all should be able to hear. Yeah, there we go. My bad, y'all. I'm sorry. It hasn't been confirmed that chapter 5, but the fans want it to be the end? Okay, that's... Wonder why, though. Oh, just to where it doesn't, like, get kind of dragged out, I guess.
It feels weird seeing them like this.
Hold on.
Come on in.
Okay, there we go. My bad, y'all. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
Like what?
Like Pharaoh? I don't know. I hardly recognize.
Is this him asleep?
Preston, if I
Why does he look so cuddly?
like a new guy.
That don't, though.
Does it ever bother you the way they act after we...
No, not really. The work's important.
What is that? Wait, what was that on his hand? Is that like something that they had in FNAF, what, Sister Location, those little nodule type things that they had on the inside of the animatronics that kind of like hypnotized the children, like they said? And it's on his hand. Okay. Total treatment time 49 days. I'm not gonna lie, this coffee hitting.
I know it's important, Newman, But you can't deny the cost is, well, there is a cost.
You just can't dwell on it. The trick is to stay focused. Besides, if Grace's treatment plan here works, 1188 won't be feral for long. What is your name? What? Yes, your name, please.
But I feel like he only did that just to get them to stop. Oh, okay. Wait, is this the second one? Wait, time out. Was this the second one? I think it was. Yeah.
Things are quiet out there. Not sure if that's good or bad.
Someone will come for us. We just need to sit tight.
Jessica?
They'll send a team, specialists probably. It's going to be one hell of a cleanup operation.
1995.
Well, when we get back to that lift, it should be a straight shot to the surface.
But back here, see? Does Bio even connect to the exact...
That is a very detailed map.
Maybe diorama 04, the service shaft to the...
But then again, if you... Who is that? What is that?
It can't be backwards. It has to connect to...
No. And then whose big A handprint was that?
It has to connect to...
Wait, it breaks my heart when he said his name was Theodore. He almost said Theodore, but he didn't want to be in the condition. Yes, I knew it. He didn't want to be in the conditioning program again. As the cameras, you can hear Catnap screaming in pain. Wait, he said that he was in pain? Okay, I'm gonna go back to that. Let me watch this one first.
Backwards. It can't be backwards. It has to connect to... This map can't be right. Once we're out, where will you go?
Well, I suppose I'd owe my wife a few explanations, wouldn't I? Not that that makes up for anything.
At least you have a life to go back to. Growing up in play care, running back as soon as I had my degree. My entire life was here.
That's sad.
Sad? I never thought about it that way.
It is.
Not until this.
Well, maybe this is what we get.
And it's, wait a minute. And then you can't see his face. You can see her face, but you can't see his. The Fortnite Poppy secrets, because they're important to the lore. No, I have not. I did not. Now, I know Poppy Playtime. I know that they had like a collab with Fortnite, but for them to actually have hidden lore within that collab is actually kind of crazy. Now, with some of this stuff, I can't keep up with. I can't keep up. But that's kind of crazy.
All we've done for...
Wait. Go back.
Done for...
Quitting. August the 3rd, quitting. Have been persuaded to stay. No, what did it say? It was some bottom text. No, we're gonna have to... Wait a minute, we're gonna have to slow this down. Oh, the highest is 720. Okay. Let's slow this down a little bit. So, who on August 3rd was persuaded? Was he talking about him? Or is it the girl? Orientation book. Oh. Let me put this back. That's not right.
You don't have anything to apologize for. We were
Maybe.
that way. My entire life was here.
That's
Sad? I never thought about it that way. Not until this.
well, maybe this is what we get. All we've done for.
So who was trying to
You
quit?
don't have anything to apologize for. We were doing good work. It's not your fault this all blew up in our faces.
But
Ah! What does that say? What does that say? The Theodore accident. The disappearance, the sightings. All are true. All are connected. Nobody, something, everyone. This is making my head hurt. Suffers. No one, something, everyone suffers. Some more than others, but you aren't powerless. If you believe, keep this note and find the next one. This time next week. If you don't, burn it. Tell somebody, and I'll tell anyone and I'll know. Don't be stupid. A friend. Okay. Whoa, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Preston, you don't need to.
I just couldn't stand
Whoa, Preston.
by and watch it happen anymore.
What are you saying?
I had no other choice.
Stop.
You don't need to.
I just couldn't stand by and watch it happen anymore.
What are you saying?
Slow that down. I want to read this text. Where's the oh, here. Step 6? Wait, what? I couldn't read that. What does that say? What does that say? Re something. The straps something. The giant. Hold on. Not. Look. Okay. Normal.
You let them. You let them. And you didn't think they would do something like this? Tell me this is some kind of joke. My God, how could you do that?
Not just me. There were others, and we all knew this wasn't right. I think you know that too.
No, don't try to rationalize it just because you got cold feet, because you couldn't stomach the work.
Oh, the work. The work was wrong.
It's not that simple. You were still a part of it as much as the rest of us. We were supposed.
Loud. Y'all were loud. That's Huggy. Wait. Wait a minute. Are where they are, where we left off in chapter 4. Because that's where Huggy found us. So I wonder if we'll pick back up there. But we were surrounded by like the poppy flower farm. Imagine if he looks like another Doey, but furry. That's gonna piss me off. Whoa, okay, that was a Poppy Theory thing. Okay, now this one I haven't seen yet. Don't be calling out to Preston now. He's gone. And don't put us back in the school. Who is that? Braun? Oh my gosh. Girl, you might as well find somewhere to hide. Catnap? But we got him! Unless if he revived him. Or maybe that's a different... Please stop. Turn around! I want to see what's behind you! This is the only time I will suggest you turn it around. Ooh, to where we can see who it is. Any other time, tunnel vision to that exit.
Oh, God. God.
Dr. Newman.
Now, Doctor. We must.
Please, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please.
That's funny. You're the
Second person.
I'm fit today.
said the other was my
Good friend, Preston.
Preston was
Always.
nice to me. You were never very nice.
Where are you?
Dr. Newman.
Oh my gosh. She was about to get scooped like Catnap did. You see how he put his fingers like this together? Because he about to... Wait, what'd you say? Those are from the past restricted videos, and Preston seems to be one of the few people who was secretly against the company and free the... wait, can I put this on? It doesn't show. That sucks. So every time that I switch back, it has to be like new. Okay, those are from the past restricted videos, and Preston seems to be one of the few who were secretly against the company and free the experiments to escape, but the prototype used it to his advantage to create the hour of joy. Dang. But I thought it was never bite the hand that feeds you. If Preston was helping you out, why would you send him back to the gulag? Why would you do that? That's jacked up. That's jacked up. What is it? Project 1006. The sound. The beautiful angelic music of Poppy Playtime.
I'm so glad you were there.
Just turned scary.
Preston? Now I can be there for you.
Always.
He turned Preston into... Wait. Isn't that Candy Cat? Wasn't that Candy Cat? Candy Cat in Poppy Playtime. No, that's not Candy Cat. What was the yellow one? Cat Bee? Cat Bee. Such a nice name for a toy. Cat Bee. Dang. Okay. So they're trying to bring it back full circle, because I'm not gonna lie. The first like toys that they brought out. Let me turn myself down, because why is it so loud? The first toys that they brought out in chapter 1, like Cat Bee, Brawn, the robot, the green little robot thing, Huggy, Kissy, like all of them, they just dumped them and went straight for the smiling critters. So now it's good to see that they're actually bringing some of the old ones back. But that's crazy. See you soon. Whoa. Why does that say 3:15:13? I do want to go back and watch this part.
Dr. Newman.
Because I want to hear what it was saying.
God. God.
Dr. Newman.
I took the liberty and sent you useful information on Discord. I think Cat B is Preston. But I believe it's Jessica, although the CG5 leak song Wrong Side Out explains so much. And if Jessica is seeing reason and Cat B... Why? Wait, what? If Jessica is who and Cat B, it will make sense, but it's a theory. Those numbers are from a link I sent in Discord. Okay.
Now, Doctor, we must.
What did it say? We must who?
Now, Doctor, we must.
Help you? Now, Doctor. Oh, and you, of course, you don't have captions.
Sorry, please.
That's funny. You're the
Second person.
I've met today.
I've met today.
The other was my
Good friend, Preston.
Preston was
Always.
nice to me.
Why would you turn him into a toy?
Where are you?
Dr. Newman.
Wait, we must free you?
Very nice.
Where are you?
Dr. Newman.
I'm not gonna lie, that was the best part.
I'm so glad you were there when I needed you.
Preston? Now I can be there for you.
Always.
That is so freaking creepy. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. That is so freaking creepy, bro. Okay. All right. Now, let me look at some of your stuff. Okay. And then I don't know what to really start with, cuz cast Preston. Oh, wait, that's our snow angels. I don't know what to start with. Okay, then let's do this one then.
The Poppy Playtime and Fortnite collab has a ton of.
Oh, okay. This was the hidden lore found in Fortnite.
Backstory to Elliot Ludwig's daughter, the Poppy Flower, experiment profiles, and so.
I forgot about him.
This stuff kind of blew me away.
Okay, this is where we left off.
Said, let's go over all this new lore of Poppy Playtime. Now, I want
how long is this? Okay.
I tried to find all this stuff myself, and well, here's how it went.
This is insane.
Yeah, it wasn't really playable. So shout out to all the people that were able to find everything.
Yeah, cause I'm not even gonna hold you. I was like, if this is in Fortnite, I can boot up right now and we can look at it. The prototype has one glowing eye and there's two glowing eyes in the video. If you look closely before the flashlight in here, 128, the catnap research. Now I did see that the prototype did have one, but where did I see whenever that girl turned around and there was something on the stairs, it had two eyes. Now that I did see.
Hello. The first note is from Poppy's diary.
Are you gonna read it?
Dear diary, do you
think okay, I'm gonna just read it. Dear diary, do you think I'll still love this place when I'm growing up? Some kids at school were saying that when you get old, you get bitter. And you don't like the things he used to. I turned 11 today, and it's still the most magical place to me. Every year, they make new toys like that little sailor or build new parts of the factory. I can't wait to go explore them and be surrounded by that magic. Father says Playtime wants to build all sorts of stuff like this all over the world. When they do, I hope he takes us there to visit. Poppy.
Still love this place when I'm a grown-up. Some
Interesting.
people were saying that when you get old, you post parts of the factory, and I can't do stuff like this all over the world. When they do, he mentions a little sailor, possibly hinting at a new character we will see in
that's exactly what I thought.
It's just a background character. The note is dated March 7th, 1960. She also mentions how she turned 11 on this day, meaning her birthday is March 7th, 1949, 1 year before the Poppy doll was released. She even signs this
1 year before the Poppy doll was released. So she must have died in that year, and then the year after turned straight into a doll.
With Poppy. This means that Elliot Ludwig's daughter was named Poppy. Poppy was still alive during this note. She even mentioned school. She was just an 11-year-old girl writing in her diary, excited for her.
So she died at 11?
This is so cool because now we know a little bit more about Poppy's backstory. Elliot's daughter was named Poppy, likely naming the doll after her, and we know her birthday.
Oh, named the doll, okay.
She is pretty old during the present day. This also means she likely died after the 1960s, bringing us a little bit closer to her experiment /
Look at how nasty that is.
Of Poppy, we get a note from an interview with Elliot Ludwig about the Poppy doll. The interviewer asks him what he can tell us about Poppy. He replies with, Poppy can answer the question just fine on her own. He pulls her string and she says, hi, my name is Poppy, I love you. Elliot goes on about how she is the first truly intelligent doll in the world, the first doll to quite literally have a conversation with a child. Of course, we have already heard this. The interviewer asks what inspired him to make this, and he replies with his lovely daughter, his Poppy. So this does confirm what I just said from before. The Poppy doll was inspired by his daughter. Elliot continues with, I like to believe everything is personal. When I made my very first doll, I gave it to her. Immediately, I could see the spark in her eye, like she'd just been handed a whole new world.
So when was she turned into the first experiment?
I knew right away then what Poppy needed to be. A spark to a child's imagination. Of all the amazing things Poppy can do, no one is greater than this. This gives us another sneak peek into Elliot's personality.
Oh, they changed him! He looks more chopped.
Making toys that are the reason for a child's smile. The next note tells us how they source the poppy flower seeds. The strain of the flower is called N12. It also includes synthetic amino. This solution is used to protect fetal membranes and support organ development after an injury and or surgery. So this is something Playtime Co. is using to help keep the kids alive and transform them into bigger bodies. Or something like that. I'm no doctor.
Oh, heck no.
See a little bit more details about the experiments. I'm sure these 55-gallon barrel drums are something we'll see a lot of in Chapter 5. There are also a couple notes from Avery and Rich. Rich mentions how rumors are spreading about a murderer hidden within the factory because employees are going missing. However, we know what's really going on. There isn't anything groundbreaking between these two notes, but I figured I would mention them. Now let's jump into the long leg notes. The first is an incident report for experiment 1223, presumably Daddy Longlegs. It says how just after 8 p.m. staff placed Mommy Longlegs and Daddy Longlegs into a containment cell together.
I forgot about Daddy Longlegs. Are they not gonna do anything with them?
Just like how Kissy was to Huggy. Staff told Mommy Longlegs that Daddy Longlegs could work alongside her if she maintained good behavior. However,
Dang.
1222 became physically combative, scaring 1223, meaning Mommy Longlegs attacked Daddy Longlegs. Staff escaped with minimal injuries only because in that moment of attack, all that mattered to her was getting rid of the thing that she believed would take her kids from her, meaning she attacked Daddy Longlegs because she thought he would replace her. She viewed him as competition rather than a husband.
I was about to say, that's your man!
Presumably, Daddy Longlegs did not have a good relationship. It continues stating that 1223 was redacted, possibly hinting that Mommy Longlegs killed him. The final part of this report says the same procedures cannot be applied to every subject. Each experiment is different. They all have
Wait, dang it. The prototype has... Oh, that's... Okay, never mind. That's old.
Just because this tactic worked for Kissy and Huggy does not mean it would work for the other experiments. So it seems she had a hard time adjusting to her new job. Another Mommy Longlegs no is an integration follow-up report. When they originally tried to put her in the game station, she caused 3 deaths and 8 injuries. But they think these actions are because of Mary's nightmares when she was exposed to Catnap's red smoke. Regardless, she is slowly adjusting, being a shell of her former self. The note continues with, I think Mommy genuinely does care about the children, and provided we can limit staff exposure to her, maybe even removing the human guide altogether and conditioning Mommy to walk the children through the games, I think she can be valuable here. This kind of reinforces the idea that Mommy Longlegs was very involved with the kids during their games. But it also hints that she was very hostile towards the staff, which we kind of already knew, but I'll talk about this more later. This brings us to a Mommy Longlegs interview.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Why are we hearing so much about Mommy Longlegs? And this was 3 months ago. I think she is bound to play a major role in the upcoming updates, teasers, or even chapter 5. Or pieces of her, because she was demolished. Oh, but her torso and her head was saved. Putting these lore drops in Fortnite instead of Project Playtime. And I never did play Project Playtime, but I mean, that's their own game. So, well, I guess because nobody really plays it, but a lot of people does. A lot of people plays Fortnite, so that they thought that it was best for them to put that in there. Okay. Okay, let me go to most replayed.
Harley Sawyer. This experiment profile is very vague about how they actually...
Okay, now I do want to hear about Pugapillar. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Whoever it was, are blissful...
Because he was in and out.
Signed, Harley Sawyer. This experiment profile is very vague about how they actually shaped PJ into his job. It makes you wonder just how brutal those tedious procedures really were. Harley also saying whoever it was we selected shows just how much he did not care about the kid's
Trust,
life.
I did.
He doesn't even remember the kid's name. It's one of the many examples to his cruelty. Along with PJ, we also finally...
Bunzo Bunny!
...number for Bunzo Bunny.
Yes, sorry, that hurt.
Reads, Bunzo performed exactly to its intended function. He crashes his cymbals like a simple little toy, performs the role of a looming threat for infinite answers in musical memory, and crosses no behavioral boundaries in the staff's presence. He is without a doubt a success, and yet his creation stirs nothing to me. I admit I grow exhaustion beginning here with 1176. The vision presented seems limited. An experiment here or an experiment there made for a specific purpose seems like a waste of time when my experiments could be made for so much more. The envelope needs pushing and vision needs carrying ever forward. That is all.
Give me to some good stuff.
them, and they're sort of split into two audios. Unfortunately, there isn't anything too groundbreaking here. The first is a welcome audio for new employees, and the other is a conversation between staff and one of the kids in the game station.
And welcome to your first day here at Playtime. As is our custom, I'm here to talk you through the basics of this great company and to ensure you're set up for success. This is the Playtime Company. Here we, and by extension you, are tasked with creating a little bit of what this world needs for those who really need it. Joy. And how, you ask, is this joy created? Why, through toys. Every inch of our little world through those grand entry doors has been tailored to that need. And you, my friend, are a crucial component in that dream. We here at Playtime never settle for convention or tradition. So, expect the unexpected. Give us your all and have fun. Oh, and for your contract, any leaking of confidential information, be it direct or indirect, is subject to Clause 15 of your contractual agreement and will result in immediate termination.
Death.
So, Cassandra.
That's
tell me
what that
you
meant.
think of the game station. That is, what you think of it as a test of your memory, reaction time, strength, etc.
It's the best. There's lots of games, a train, and I get to use a grabby thing.
And what does Mommy Longlegs say as you make your way through the game?
Just that she'll take care of us? Did she won't anybody hurt us?
Hurt. What does hurt mean? Cassandra, did Mommy say she was going to hurt you?
No, she's twisting he's twisting their words. No, Cassandra said, Mommy Longlegs won't let anyone hurt you. Why is dude in Cassandra ear talking about some, did Mommy Longlegs say that she was going to hurt you? That's not what Cassandra said.
Did she won't anybody hurt us?
Hurt. What does hurt mean?
I think the reason why we're getting more information about Mommy is because chapter 2 hasn't really put out enough information. You know what? You're right. Because all she did was just show up and then die. So, I can understand that. But they should have did this ahead of time.
Cassandra, did Mommy say she was going to hurt you?
No.
I'm sorry. I don't want to get her in trouble.
No one's in trouble, my dear. But thank you for speaking to me. Let's get you on back to Playcare.
Now, the conversation with Cassandra is obviously the most important here. She loves the game station, and when the man asks what Mommy Longlegs says while she makes her way through the games, Cassandra replies with, just that she will take care of us, that she won't let anybody hurt us. He then asks if Mommy Longlegs is going to hurt them, to which she gets nervous and says she doesn't want to get her in trouble. I don't think this means Mommy Longlegs was actually hurting the children.
Right.
That's not what Cassandra said at all.
Right.
In fact, she says the opposite, how Mommy Longlegs won't let anyone hurt them. I think this is implying that Mommy Longlegs will hurt other people, like staff, to protect the kids.
Right.
That's why she didn't want to say anything about it. This refers back to the other Mommy Longlegs note, how they wanted to limit staff exposure because they knew Mommy Longlegs would hurt them. Overall, there was some pretty significant
Because she
lore
knew
found within the
about what be
notes,
going
which
on.
is surprising.
What
Not
is
sure
this
why
big
Mommy
old
would have
gash
lore
on the
to
side of
games inside
Poppy?
Fortnite. Obviously, it's a way to get people to play, but still. Stuff like this should be shown in-game or the ARG, especially things about Elliot Ludwig's daughter. I'd even rather learn about them in a book. Not to mention, they quite literally have almost this exact game mode that's in Fortnite as their own game.
Yeah.
It would have been so cool to find all of this in a Project Playtime up.
Yeah. Okay. All right, now what is it? Oh, ooh. Okay, let's see what this one is about.
My name
Whoa. Hold on, doctor. Wait a minute, doc.
is Harley Sawyer. They call me
Wait, can y'all even hear?
the
Okay.
Doctor.
They call me the doctor.
My name is Harley Sawyer. They call me the Doctor. I can see you have many questions. I'll do my best to answer them.
Ew, why is...
Let's see.
Is he goofy? Does Yarnaby like... Oh, okay. Dr. Harley Sawyer answers some burning questions. Does Yarnaby like scritches under his chin? Why are we asking him this?
While
Well, does he?
Experiment 1166 does indeed crave affection from time to time, unknowingly so, scritches would only be implemented by individuals foolish enough to dangle their appendages towards this ravenous
Why are we
maw.
dangling our appendages?
The fools would get what they
Why?
deserve.
No, this is not questions that I want to ask. What is your favorite color? Okay, does the evil accent come with the territory of work, or did you always just sound like that? Okay, interesting.
This efficient and elegant dialect comes naturally, I assure you. From years of honing a brilliant mind, misunderstood by both my former employer and the scientific community at large. I am no mere impersonator of narrators, of penguins.
What?
Some on this dreadful network might suggest. I merely manipulate language as one does numbers in a formula. Something I am sure most denizens of this space can only begin to grasp. What I am saying is that you all are idiots.
What?
Parcels are
Do you have any games on your OS?
game stored in the
What? What are these questions that we're asking him? I need the nitty gritty. No, yeah, definitely unserious questions. Okay, now I'm not gonna lie. I do want to watch. What is it? No, this is not what I want. There we go. Now this is what I want to see. Now I haven't seen their theories in a minute. I don't even think I was paying attention to this. Don't y'all have? Here we go. Now we're not gonna watch this whole entire thing, but why is this? I just want Poppy stuff. The complete lore of what?
To know before Poppy Playtime Chapter 4.
This is not. What is this? Did they not come out with another lore thing, or am I tripping? Don't trust their theories for a moment as they were getting. But I love game theory though. Whether if they get it wrong or right, I like watching their stuff. Well, okay. The final twist. Is that where did I leave off on, actually? This one? Where was it? This solved it. Solved the hour of joy. Did I watch? I can't remember if I watched that or if it's just like a replay. Yeah, I saw that, but I'm trying to think like where I left off on. Well, I guess we might as well just watch the newest one.
Poppy's Chapter 5 teaser is here, and the mysteries it holds for the upcoming chapter can
Oh
only
yeah, the
solve
teaser.
one thing. Fortnite?
Well, we low-key kind
Hello,
of just watched.
Internet. Welcome to Game Theory, the show that is determined to uncover the secret of the ooze. Not the Ninja Turtle kind, mind you, the Poppy Playtime kind. Because after a lot of radio silence, we've got on our first glimpse for Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. At the end of Chapter 4, we were abandoned by Poppy. We got split up from Kissy Missy, and we ended up locked inside the lab, surrounded by poppy flowers and a broken, yet still terrifying, Huggy Wuggy. We have been told that
Broken?
this is the domain of the prototype, the big bad
I mean,
of
ripped.
Poppy Playtime. So naturally, the hype for this next chapter has been real.
Why?
Thankfully, this teaser did not disappoint. The teaser begins with more shots of these anticipated labs. There are cute drawings of characters on the walls, and the equipment is brightly colored. It almost looks like a children's hospital, which I guarantee you is more for appearances than to actually reflect the horrors that go on here. Because we quickly start to see what look like surgical rooms filled with old dried blood, a mysterious bubbling goo covering the floors, and a cutout of Poppy burning as this mysterious goo spreads across the walls. I've gotta hand it to Mob. They nailed the creepy, unsettling vibes
Look at
of these
that.
teasers. And of course,
I think that's why I like Game Theory is their editing. It's very, very hooking.
this one is full to
It
the
keeps
brim
me
with that
engaged.
Stuff we crave, lore. Lore which I believe not only gives us
Lore!
insight into the foundations of Playtime Co.'s whole experimental process, but also might be warning us about a surprise return from a villain you wouldn't expect. So put on your lab coats.
I'm not gonna lie, how they drew that out, it looked like Mommy Longlegs. What if she returns? What if she literally actually returns?
Do some research into this Poppy Playtime.
And that's why
Chapter
there's so
5
much.
teaser.
What if she returns because that there's so much like lore being dropped on her now?
As I've mentioned, this facility looks more like a children's hospital than a lab. A lab is typically somewhere where scientific experiments are done. Sadly, however, as we've talked about many times before, for Playtime Co., children's hospital and scientific experiments go hand in hand. Over the previous chapters, we've learned that the orphans that come into Playtime Co.'s care are tested in the game station, tortured using the nightmare red smoke in the play care, and eventually taken away to be turned into the living toys we've encountered throughout the facility. On the operating table in one of the scenes, we can see two Huggy Wuggy mittens strewn across the lab, surrounded by blood and surgical equipment, proving that this lab is absolutely where these transformations happened, where Harley Sawyer, the mad doctor who came up with the idea for the Bigger Bodies initiative, did his finest work. What's even more concerning is that we were told in Chapter 4 that this is where the prototype is keeping the orphans who survived the mass extinction event known as the Hour of Joy.
The orphans weren't killed during the Hour of Joy. They're below, in the labs. The prototype's home.
Fortunately, it doesn't look like these surgeries happened recently. The blood on the floor looks old, dry, and faded, much like the blood we've seen in previous chapters from employees killed during the Hour of Joy in 1995. Plus, we know that the prototype didn't allow Harley access to this part of the facility once the Bigger Bodies took over.
That will give me labs access.
That is out of the question.
Fine.
So it's not like he could continue experimenting on the kids even if he wanted to. But while the prototype seems like it's trying to protect the orphans, that doesn't mean there isn't any experimentation going on. After we get shots of the surgical rooms, we are shown a room with the prototype's shadow creeping past in the hallway. But that isn't where the camera's focus is. The camera is instead drawing our eyes to the
On the goo.
pink and orange bubble.
I bet you the prototype is not, and here I am calling it a project. The prototype, I bet you the prototype is not even going to be like the sole focus of Chapter 5. Because they're revealing this whole entire time, we've seen nothing too much of the prototype other than his hand. And now we're seeing legs, hands, eyeballs. We're seeing too much and too little of other stuff. I bet you he's not even going to be like the sole focus of Chapter 5.
Much like the gas mask in Chapter 3's teaser, this being emphasized shows us that this is going to be important to this part of the story. So, what is it? Well, just like with Chapter 3's teaser, I don't think it's wild to assume.
I don't know if y'all can hear the trash people outside.
MacGuffins of this series, and have always been part of the scientific process for Playtime Co. All the way back in Chapter 2, we got this note on Elliot's desk about Experiment 814, where they were trying to revive rats by submerging them in poppy gel and then sending a current current through it. This was where my brain immediately went when I saw the bubbling goop on the floor.
The poppy gel?
This is the poppy gel that we read about all those years ago. Obviously, that gel didn't work. Experiment 814 is considered a failure, but the writer, most likely Harley Sawyer, believed it would be possible with larger subjects. We then never hear about this gel again, so it is entirely possible that Harley was right, and that
I have to
this gel
sneeze.
derived from poppies did work to revive its subjects once they switched over to children, and that is therefore the gel that we are seeing on the floor here. However, something definitely feels different about it. Originally, the subject was just put into the gel, as in around the outside of them. It was more of a conductor, with electricity being sent through the gel to try and bring the subject back to life, with some help from the poppy flower, of course. But now, it seems more active, bubbling on its own, which is never a good sign, and in the final scene, as well as in the thumbnail for the teaser itself, the gel seems to have these vein-like structures coming out of it, almost like it's a living thing. Maybe this is how they created the physical biology for the bigger bodies. While they used some human parts, as we've seen in previous notes, a child isn't going to have enough muscles or organ material to stretch over something as tall as Huggy Wuggy, but that's entirely speculation. We have no way of really knowing exactly what this gel is. Or that's what I thought until
Is that what's getting them to stretch?
Poppy lore pertaining to exactly this in the most unlikely of places. Fortnite. Yes, you heard me right.
Okay, we just got through watching that.
As Poppy Playtime lore. In October, Fortnite held their Fortnightmares event. And that name is almost as confusing as the Poppy Playtime line. But regardless, as part of a preview, the week before the event, Mob Entertainment released a map called Poppy Playtime Escape Trials, which included Huggy Wuggy and the ruined critters as enemies to avoid. It's pretty straightforward in that regard. However, hidden throughout the map were Poppy Playtime's iconic notes and VHS tapes. At first, I thought this was just going to be stuff we already knew. Repeats of notes and VHS tapes from previous chapters. You know, just trying to get new fans hooked and caught up. But oh boy, was I wrong. These
can give you this for a better deal on that.
As soon as I was getting into it.
These notes cover so much new stuff that feels way too big for a random collab. For example, they just casually revealed Poppy's real name. Yep, the real name she had when she was a human before she died tragically in the 1960s and was turned into a toy by her father, Elliot Ludwig. Guys, we've been over this. Putting lore in a spin-off game is one thing. Expecting audiences to solve complex ARGs to keep up with the story is another. But this? There are so many people who just won't know about this stuff simply
because who plays Fortnite? Well, okay, let me clear it up. Not who plays Fortnite, because I'm not gonna lie, I still play Fortnite occasionally. I haven't been on it in a long minute, but I mean, because now, don't get me wrong, they did put Poppy Playtime in the game, but I remember seeing it, but I just wasn't interested in playing it, because why am I playing a Poppy Playtime map on Fortnite? I don't know, but whatever, I guess. We're here now.
Have the best crossover audience. What's next? Does your Minecraft collab have crucial lore? Oh, please don't tell me your Minecraft collab has crucial lore. Anyway, there's a note you can find that is a diary entry from her, telling us she's 11 in March of 1960, and she even signs her name. And that name is...
Poppy.
Please. Poppy. Yep, it's just the same name. I guess even the most creative minds have their off days. However, that isn't the note I wanted to focus on. Instead, I wanted to draw your attention to this document from Eddie Ritterman, the head of research, that was sent to Leith Pierre and Harley Sawyer, other executives at the company. Quote, Poppy seed isolate, strain N12, times 100, organized fertilizer, synthetic amnio, 18 drums. As always...
Did my ADHD just reveal itself? I think it low-key did, because my mind was somewhere else and I'm hearing them talk, but I'm not. Okay, let me stop.
To source materials for the growth medium from our carefully selected vendors. No issues to note. I believe these amounts should suffice for our initial steps. Okay, a lot to unpack there. Like, what the heck is organized fertilizer? Did they mean organic? Or is this some kind of fertilizer that's able to arrange itself? Fertilizers, get in line. Single file. You, head over to Sector C, Quadrant 12, now, or it's the compost pile for you. I'm kidding, of course. The main thing that actually stood out to to me was that these materials are being sourced for a so-called growth medium. So not only was I right about this definitely being poppy related, with poppy seeds being one of the 3 ingredients, but it also seems like we were on the right track with the idea that this goop is in fact used to grow something as part of their experiments. So great,
grow their
instincts for the win. But
bodies and limbs and ligaments and veins and stuff.
Not higher. Not again. Why am I in space? Because today's partner is Foundation Galactic Frontier.
Yep.
RPG the shit. Thanks to their.
That's all you had to tell me.
But literally, this thing has universe. You're being hunted down by monsters. So head on. Faring ship video on that list. Synthetic amnio. Amnio is shorthand for the term amniocentesis, a procedure that involves taking a small sample of amniotic fluid for testing purposes. However, given the term is preceded by the word synthetic, and they're ordering 55 gallons of the stuff, I have a feeling that
they're ordering it
to the procedure, but the amniotic fluid itself. Amniotic fluid acts as both a protective cushion for fetuses growing inside the womb, but also helps deliver nutrients, water, and biochemical products.
Interesting.
Which is interesting to bring up, given a huge part of my
so they're growing
theory
babies?
was about the study of embryology. Embryology is the science of studying embryos, sex cells, and fertilization, and how you can alter their development and evolution through external factors. And we learnt about that from a document that we found in Harley.
Wait, what'd you say? We all know Elliot being the prototype makes the most sense, but game theory is trying to add things that's too complicated. What do you mean they're trying to add things? Like add what?
During his time in the Young Geniuses program, a program run by Elliot Ludwig many decades ago to help continue the push for scientific advancement. So I theorized that this was how Elliot, and therefore Harley, at least in part, were creating these living toys like Poppy, altering embryos that would grow into whatever toy body they were given. But not only is amniotic fluid connected directly to the idea that embryos are being used, it would also imply I was right about that last bit. Want to know a fun fact about amniotic fluid? The fetus doesn't just swim around in it. It ingests it, and doing so helps form things like the gastrointestinal tract. Now, remind me, what particular part of these living toys keeps coming up? Oh yeah, their digestive tract. In the original Poppy
Wait,
trailer,
what?
we were told that the prototype has a digestive tract like all the others, it just didn't need to use it. Ever since then, we've been reminded again and again that these toys are hungry.
My stomach, it hurts. Mine too. When's the last time you ate?
And given this fluid is labeled as synthetic, it means it's man-made, therefore able to be modified to do so much more than just the digestive tract. That's why it's being shown with these vein-like structures going off of it. It's literally helping to grow these structures inside the toy bodies. It is a growth medium on a whole new level. But that wasn't the only big thing from this teaser. There's one very crucial detail that I've yet to mention that I'm sure everyone has been screaming at me to talk about. The flash frame right before the title card. In this flash frame,
a needle pulls a thread. The body writhes on the table. Is this it? Is this life? Footsteps echo off the manor floors. What do I do now? Where do I belong? The eyes glued to the screen. You think you know what he wants, you don't know anything, not yet. Transform and rebirth. Tonyo, what's goody? Hi. Welcome. The prototype doesn't eat, however, is powered with tar, which the poppy flower has the materials it needs to make tar. Ew. It eats tar?
That reads, quote, a needle pulls a thread. The body.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of a needle pulls thread, the old Poppy logo looked like a needle and thread, and I should have said something before this even popped up. Hold on. Wait a minute. Here. Can I just pull this? Yeah, here. This is the needle and thread tied to the needle. Y'all can't tell me that y'all don't see that. Oh, wait, you can't because my hair was in the way. Okay, this is the needle and this is the thread tied to the needle. W reader, W theorist. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I do, but I can't see because of the annoying ads. Oh, my bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. Dang, I didn't even see it pop up saying that. Oh, it's grayed out, and I can't even stop it if I wanted to. I'm sorry. Or at least I don't know how to. But what are they saying here? I've been doing some. Oh, this was like a year ago. I've been doing some casual lore hunting for the last hour or two, and I stumbled across this logo. First logo, then they got the current one. Based on some dated whatever. Okay, so that's just talking about it. Okay, but that just makes me think of this. A needle pulls a thread, the body rises on the table. So this logo here basically just it was like a testament to what they were doing, and they knew that they were going to do that. So that's why. I don't know, this is just me talking. I don't know, but that's something. Whenever he flashed it, I was like, that literally looks like a needle and thread, and I should have said it before now, but yeah.
He writhes on the table.
Oh, it's writhes.
Is this life? Footsteps
I
echo off the
thought I said it right. What did I say? Writhes? No, I said rise.
To the screen. Transformation and rebirth. You think you know what he wants. You don't know anything. Not yet. To me, this is.
So who is this in the background that's on fire?
Poppy. Her body was writhing on the operating table as she was transformed or reborn as a toy. The writer questions.
So, but no, they came up with that before the Poppy doll was even made.
Whether this can truly even be considered life, which would make sense for someone who's literally just seen a person reanimate as a toy. Even if you were a trained scientist, this would be unlike anything you'd seen before. We've theorized that Elliot may have used young scientists from the Young Geniuses program to.
Poppy with the cracked brain makes me wonder how she is a Poppy prototype. Wait, that Poppy with the cracked brain makes me wonder how she is a Poppy, the prototype created. So is that why? Is he trying to take out Poppy? To where his own creation of it can wander around the Poppy Playtime halls? Like, I don't know. The young,
to help in Poppy's creation, which this would then align with. You then have the references to footsteps echoing off the manor floor. The only kind of manor we've seen or encountered, really, is where we originally found Poppy, which the survival logbook tells us is a replica of Elliot Ludwig's home. There's also the hallways that we walk.
That's a nasty looking home.
We are hallucinating hard at this point, hearing radio broadcasts about a dead body being found on the premises of the late creator. So that also tells us that experiments were being done at his manor, or at least the first one was. The one to save his daughter. It's her footsteps that are echoing through the manor floors, unsure of who she is and, quote, where she belongs. Plus, you know, there's also the giant empty Poppy mask behind the text. With the
That's okay.
The Poppy cutout bursting into flames. Feels like it is supposed to.
Well, I couldn't tell because it was heavily saturated.
The first transformation. However, I want you to take a look at that last bit. You think you know what he wants. You don't know anything. Not yet. If this is from
more like, wait a minute. More like if Elliot is the prototype, he might try to recreate Poppy, but a more obedient version. Oh, okay. I'm picking up what you put down.
Elliot Ludwig himself. He was the man in charge and was the one that wanted to push science into the future. But if that's the case, then this line could also be assigned to our big bad, the prototype. The prototype has a huge amount of knowledge about Poppy and seems to have some connection to her that goes beyond just being another toy.
Dang, Kissy looked tired.
Which led me and many others to believe that the prototype isn't just another experiment, but Elliot Ludwig, now turned into a toy. I
Daddy.
proposed that it might be a clone of Elliot due to some timeline shenanigans, but that doesn't really matter right now. What matters is that this line about not knowing what he wants does ring very true for the prototype, especially amongst the theorist community.
Because we don't know what he wants.
The prototype's plan since the very beginning of the series. For the longest time, we've believed he's building something massive, a brand new, even bigger body. In Chapter 3, we saw Catnap worshipping what appears to be a recreated version of the prototype, made up of lots of broken.
But that don't look like the prototype that we seen.
Mummy Longlegs died, she gave us these parts.
Oh, Walmart. Why? You know what? That'll give me some time to do this really quick. I really can't skip this. That's insane.
Words. She then ends up broken on the floor and dragged away by the prototype.
Right.
So naturally, this felt like a logical conclusion, especially given we see her arm on the shrine Catnap is using. But now, this teaser, it's made me go back and reconsider this idea. We're actually this. She then ends up broken on the floor and dragged away by the prototype. So
one of her arms did.
Felt like a logical conclusion, especially given we see her arm.
But that's a scrap. This is literally like a Catnap built this. So this is the other arm that was stuck in the machine. This is a scrap. So the prototype has the rest of the pieces.
Catnap is using, but now this teaser, it's made me go back and reconsider this idea. We're being told that we think we know what he's doing, making this bigger body out of broken toys, but in reality, we're wrong. And I'm kind of annoyed I didn't see it sooner, because right at the end of Chapter 4, we got the return of the infamous Huggy Wuggy. He's a little broken and beaten up, but he's back, and from the screen...
I don't think he's broken. He just ripped. He can't... I don't think he can break.
Throughout the facility. But if he's back, then he's been repaired, not made to be part of this bigger machine, which means he might not be the only one. So, what did Mummy mean by make me a part of him? Well, I wonder if it isn't so much physically making them part of him, but mentally. With all these visuals of the growth medium poppy gel that seem to be branching out, it reminded me a lot of plants and funguses and how they share connections through neural networks, which drew me back to the note about the poppy seed intake. My research revealed that the naming convention they used for the poppy seeds doesn't really work that way, at least not typically. In a scientific setting, you'd use its given scientific name, as all strains of poppy have different names, making them easier to identify, such as Papaver somniferum for the opium poppy. The only time you'd refer to a flower or seed with a letter-number combo like this is during experimentation contexts for things like breeding, which does make some kind of sense for this context when they need a specific strain for their experiments, but this naming convention...
What is the prototype can reshape his body like a transformer? It explains how he can hide and fit on vents similar to 1160 Boxy Boo. With all them legs that he has, well, they're mechanical. He can bend them.
Also shows up in the world of Agrobacterium. Agrobacterium is a single-celled organism that lives in soil specifically, and there is one study I found about Agrobacterium that was found in composted poppy flowers. It's called ARB90, which is obviously not the same as the one we've seen in the document, but it does use a letter-number naming convention. I mean, Mob clearly didn't want it to be a real strain, lest they send the world into a panic when nerds like me come along and figure it out. But Agrobacterium is super interesting nonetheless. They are attracted to chemicals released by plant wounds, and once they infect the plant, they multiply. But before they even find the plant, they are able to send a chemical signal to communicate with the plant to get it to release a special sticky substance that allows the Agrobacterium to attach itself to it. Now, we're talking about toys, not plants, but they are made up of a strange poppy-like concoction. So, what if this poppy gel isn't just how they make the organic parts for the toys?
Look at Brian.
It's also essentially a bacterium derived from the poppy flower, one that has a chemical connection to others infected with the same stuff, allowing the prototype to know exactly where they are when they're injured, as we saw with Mummy, Catnap, and Kissy, fix them up, and
especially with Mommy, because how did he know to be there at the exact time that she died? Same thing with Catnap and Kissy. Wait a minute.
Even control them, making them a part of him, or at least his chemical agrobacterium network. But here's the thing, if that's the case, then who's next? Huggy has already been revealed, but if 1006 is gathering up old toys we've defeated and bringing them back, maybe even making them more horrifying.
Wait, did he get Doughy? Catnap went to the lights of heaven, which in reality is the company's hell. I can't remember if hold on. I can't remember if the prototype got Doughy. And this Doughy's... Okay, hold on, wait. Let's watch this really quick.
You and Poppy! It's all your
Is it even picking up the thing?
fault! We're to kill you!
He was smashed! That's right!
Can't trust anyone! The gentle voices lie! You lie! I'm trying to be better, to be who they needed. Not smart enough, not good enough, not...
No, he was grinded.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Close that mouth. I mean, that mouth was wide. So he was grinded. But I don't think the prototype got anything off of him, though. But then again, it's just a free body just there.
Which one of the many, many, many defeated monsters?
I cannot.
My
Please.
mind is the one who put us on this path to begin with.
Doughy is confirmed by one of Mob's developers to be... Oh, okay. To be dead. However, I doubt the prototype will reanimate the only thorn on his side for 10 years. Not to mention that his creation was an accident the doctor took advantage of, like the bio-lizard. I felt his pain and suffering.
Yep, I believe it's going to be Mummy Longlegs, and here's why. Mob cannot let go.
Wait, what?
Monsters could it be? My money is the one who put us on this path to begin with. Yep, I believe it's going to be Mummy Longlegs, and here's why. Mob cannot let go of this character. We defeated Mummy all the way back in Chapter 2, but since then she keeps showing up in other pieces of wider media. We get her appearing in artwork for things like Halloween. We see her continued presence in posters along with Daddy and Baby Longlegs. She even got an extra double-page spread in the orientation notebook, unlike Poppy and Huggy, who only got a single double spread each, which seems strange considering they're basically the faces of the franchise. But the big inclusion has been in the form of notes and VHS tapes. In the Chapter 3 ARG, we got an incident report where a girl had a mental breakdown during the night due to the red smoke. That girl was Marie Payne, who would later go on to become Mummy Longlegs. And now we've gotten a bunch more notes and VHS tapes about Marie Payne and Mummy Longlegs, thanks to, you guessed it,
Fortnite.
We have a note introducing the Longlegs family of toys. There's another about how Mummy Longlegs was introduced to
Okay,
experiment
so
on
Mummy
two
Longlegs'
color swapped counterpart that they compared to Huggy and Kissy.
piece in Fortnite was actually important.
Actually ends up going badly, and Mummy killed Daddy, with a different note discussing her integration into the game station after that incident. And then we get a transcript of an interview Mummy does with an employee. She doesn't say much except screaming that Playtime Co. took Maria from her, which feels like she's referring to herself, Marie, and how Playtime Co. robbed her of her true identity, which kind of calls back to the ending glitch screen from the teaser. What do I do now? Where do I belong? She has literally lost her sense of identity, words that the scientists would have heard echoed throughout the halls. And finally, there are then 3 new VHS tapes interviewing an orphan about the game station. In her second interview, she references how she likes Mummy, and in her third, she recalls how Mummy said she'll take care of them and won't let anybody hurt them. As we've seen in the past, when a chapter is building up to release, Mob goes all out, putting emphasis on characters that will be important to that next chapter. We saw it with Catnap in Chapter 3's teasers and ARG. We saw it with Harley Sawyer in the teasers and ARG for Chapter 4. We were given
Fun fact, Mommy was created as a bigger body before creating the toy. Okay. Interesting.
And audio logs about their backstory and character, but we never got that for Mummy Longlegs. However, we seem to be getting it now, right at the time.
So she's making a comeback. So imagine if Chapter 5, because we literally seeing a little bit more of the prototype than normal, but they're dropping all this stuff about Mommy. Imagine if Chapter 5 is about Mommy again.
Up for Chapter 5. This amount of emphasis makes me feel pretty confident that Mummy and all this extra detail about her transformation has to be important to the story we're about to see play out in Chapter 5.
Wait.
This and character, but we never got that for Mummy Longlegs. However, we seem to be getting it now, right at the time Mob is ramping up for Chapter 5. This amount of emphasis makes me feel pretty confident that Mummy and all this extra detail about her transformation has to be important to the story we're about to see play out in Chapter 5. It could be just as simple as we're going to learn more about the operation process and understand why Mummy and Marie had such a negative reaction to the whole experience. Or it's because we're getting a surprise return from Mummy, just like Huggy. Maybe broken, or maybe she's been infected with more of this poppy gel, growing her into an even more horrifying monster, and making her a part of the prototype's hive mind. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. In the meantime, theorists,
okay. I think I'm going to end it. I think I'm going to end it here. I think we done did enough digging, at least for me. I think I'm done digging for today. So I am going to probably pick back up on this another time, or probably closer to the time of it being released. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Play the outro. Bop. Are we gonna play the outro? Thank you. I was about to say what? Stream Deck, hello. Good hello, good morning. But anyways, yeah. Thank you for hanging with me today. Love y'all. I will see y'all maybe tomorrow with, I don't know what game we're playing. Stay tuned. Love y'all. Have a good day. What is going on with my Stream Deck? Are we tired today? Anyways, take care of yourselves. Be good to yourself. Take care of yourself. Then I'll see you in the next video. I'm gonna give me something to eat. I haven't eaten all day, so deuce.